Namaste to everyone. I welcome you all in my YouTube video channel. Today I will deliver lecture on vector space. Lecture number 12 part 2, in which I will discuss properties of basis of vector space. Now we define dimension of a vector space. We know that number of elements in each basis of a vector space be same. In the case of finitely generated vector space, the number of elements in a basis is called its dimension. If the number of elements in a basis of a vector space be infinite, then cardinal number of the basis set is dimension of that vector space. Example, in vector space R cube R, here R means set of real numbers. The basis is a set S containing vectors 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0 and 1, 0, 0. Then dimension of the vector space R cube R is 3. Here number of elements in the basis be 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we prove extension theorem of finite dimensional vector space. Firstly, we state this. Every linearly independent subset of a finitely generated vector space Vf forms a part of a basis of vector space Vf, Fb with the field, or every linearly independent subset of a finitely generated vector space Vf is either a basis of vector space Vf or can be extended to form a basis of vector space Vf. Now we prove this. Prove. Let S is a set containing elements alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha m. The set is linearly independent subset of finite dimensional vector space Vf. Let dimension of Vf equal to n. Then Vf has finite basis B. B contains vectors beta 1, beta 2, beta n. B is basis, therefore B is a linearly independent set and linear span of B equal to vector space Vf. Now let us construct a set S1 which contains vectors alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha m, beta 1, beta 2, beta n. Since LB equal to Vf means linear span of B equal to Vf, B contains elements beta 1, beta 2, beta n. S1 also contains element beta 1, beta 2, beta n, and also S1 contains other elements alpha 1, alpha 2, dot dot alpha m. Therefore, linear span of S1 equal to Vf. Since alpha I means any one of alpha 1, alpha 2, dot dot alpha m belongs to vector space Vf and V is a basis of Vf. Therefore, alpha I can be expressed as linear combination of elements of basis V. Therefore, here alpha 1 is expressed as a linear combination of some elements of S1, means some elements mean beta 1, beta 2, beta n. Therefore, S1 is a linearly dependent set. Linearly dependent set means there is some vectors of S1 which is a linear combination of its preceding vectors. Here, since alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha m all vectors are linearly independent vectors. Therefore, alpha I plus 1 cannot be expressed as linear combination of alpha 1, alpha 2, dot 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 alpha I. Means preceding vectors are alpha 1, alpha 2, dot dot alpha I. Since alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha m all are linearly independent vectors. Therefore, for the case of some vectors of S1 which is linear combination of its preceding vectors must be some betas. Let it be beta I. Since here we have seen that no alpha I or alpha I plus 1 can be represented as linear combination of its preceding vectors. So, this is possible only for the case of beta i's here. Let it be beta I. Now, we omit beta I from S1 and consider the set S2 which contains vector alpha 1, alpha 2, dot 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 alpha m, beta 1, beta 2, dot 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 beta I minus 1, beta I plus 1, dot 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 beta n. Here we do not include beta I. It is obvious that linear span of S2 equal to vector space Vf. If S2 is linearly independent, then S2 will be the basis of the vector space Vf. If S2 is not linearly independent, then repeating above process a finite number of times and we shall get a linearly independent set containing alpha 1, alpha 2, dot 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 alpha m and some beta i's. This set will be the basis of Vf and this set will contain S because this set will contain vectors alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha m and sum of beta 1, beta 2 and so on. since each basis contains same number of elements, therefore exactly n minus m elements of the set B will be adjoint to S, because the set S has number of elements m and the basis set has number of elements n. So to make number of elements n, we have to take n minus m number of elements from the set B. Here we have already number of elements m, and these alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha m and n minus m number of elements from B form a basis of vector space Vf. Prove a theorem. Theorem is each set of n plus 1 or more vectors of a finite dimensional vector space Vf of dimension n is linearly dependent. Now we prove this. Prove. Let Vf be a finite dimensional vector space. Let dimension of vector space Vf equal to n. S is a linearly independent subset of Vf such that S contains n plus 1 or more vectors. If S is not a basis, then by extension theorem, S can be extended to get a basis of Vf. By extension theorem, we know that if there is an independent subset of a vector space, then that independent set may be extended to get a basis. Here we have S, which is a subset of vector space Vf. It is linearly independent, having n plus 1 or more than vectors. If we extend this, then we will get a subset of vector space more than n plus 1 elements. But we know that every basis of vector space Vf contains same number of vectors. That is, here dimension of the vector space is n. So every basis will contain n number of vectors. If S or extended S contains n plus 1 or more vectors, then it will be linearly dependent, not linearly independent. We know that the basis of the vector space is largest linearly independent set. Therefore, the set S containing n plus 1 vectors will be a dependent set. Now we prove the next theorem. If Vf is a finite dimensional vector space of dimension n, then any set of n linearly independent vectors in VF forms a basis of VF. Let S is a set containing vectors alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n, means n number of vectors. Be linearly independent subset of a finite dimensional vector space VF of dimension n. Dimension n means each basis of the vector space will contain n number of vectors. If S is not a basis, then S can be extended to form a basis of VF. Therefore, we shall get a basis of VF containing more than n vectors, because S itself contains n vectors, and if we extend this set, we will get more than n vectors. Hence, to make it a basis, it is not to be extended, because if a basis of vector space exists, then it will contain n number of vectors. Here S contains n number of vectors. So, to make basis, we cannot extend this set S. Therefore, S itself becomes a basis. Hence, any set having n linearly independent vectors will be a basis of the vector space VF. Now we prove a theorem. Theorem is, if a set S of n vectors of n dimensional vector space VF of dimension n generates VF, then S is a basis of vector space VF. Now we prove this. Let VF be a finite dimensional vector space of dimension n. Dimension n means every basis of the vector space VF will contain n number of vectors. Let S is a subset of VF containing vectors alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n, such that linear span of S equal to VF. That means this subset of VF S generates vector space VF. This subset contains number of vectors n and it generates vector space VF. If S is linearly independent, then S will be the basis of the vector space VF. If S is not linearly independent, then there exists a proper subset of S which will form a basis of VF. The proper subset of S will contain less than n vectors, because S contains n number of vectors. So, the proper subset will contain less than n number of vectors. But we know that every basis will contain n number of vectors, because dimension of VF equal to n. So, S cannot be linearly dependent. And so S must be a basis of VF. S is not linearly dependent means S is linearly independent. And S generates vector space VF. Therefore, S will be the basis of vector space VF. Proved. Thanks for watching my video. If you are satisfied with my presentation and contents, then please click on like button and do subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.